Man, we're finally here. 3 years in the making, we finally here.
I didn't even know the major was. Like, man, we ran the city. You know what I mean? We ran the city.
No, that's what
Right.
I mean, I was proud that we weren't close to make the city.
Nah.
By the dean of high school basketball coaches.
The dean.
I ain't kidding about Jack, though.
Told the young lady, I said, he definitely married up. You're 27, is that correct?
So it hurt because I'm human,
Yeah.
right?
Rightfully so.
But I'm going to give you more to hate. Just stay tuned.
You gonna get your first one tonight. Give me the rock. Right, we're gonna stop and get some chicken.
Right.
So we laugh about that. You ride with me, gonna get that chicken.
Yeah. Did you ever heard that story that the scouts were coming?
Came to see you.
Came to see him.
And saw Willie Mays.
Come on Wednesday to catch me.
Team they went to, we don't beat them 4 out of 5 times, so maybe they'll help them out.
Thompson is overtaking Hoover. There's no question that Thompson is taking over.
They got the best blacks and they got the best whites.
Hey, Mike, that's the first time we had somebody laugh like that. Wait a minute, Cole, what you laughing at?
That was pretty funny.
What Coach Ford said?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Hoover.
yeah. He said Hoover has the best blacks and the best whites.
Damn.
Wow.
Woo! Hey, like I told him last week, what I said, I'm trying to start a company where I got the best blacks, the best whites, and the best Hispanics. That's what I want. I want the melting pot.
Okay. That's funny.
But you can cut me down just a little bit.
All right, man. You let me know which one of these you. I don't even know right now.
Yeah, you can come over there right there.
All right.
Yeah. Birmingham and surrounding areas.
Whoop, whoop.
35244 to be exact.
That's what's happening.
We got these bucks up in here tonight.
The bucks.
We got the lady bucks, the captain of the ship.
Yeah, I'm trying to steer it right now.
Yeah.
I've been looking forward for this one myself.
Yeah, Mike, and I said, Mike, we got her coming. Trust me, Mike said, now he jumped the gun. He went on. I said, well, make it happen, bro.
Yeah, so I'm in the parking lot.
Yeah, man, I bomb rushed. I was like, hey, you Hoover High School coach.
All right. And I was probably about to be late.
Yeah, she was like in the mood
It was
too.
about 8:22.
She was like, who's this fool stopping me? I could tell, but she was okay with me though. She was like, okay, and it'll take me a while to reach back out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I know you was busy though. So.
Yeah, well, I just be watching film and doing math, grading papers.
Yeah,
and washing clothes from what I hear.
Yes, I'm OCD, a little bit of a control freak, so I don't let them take their uniforms home. Somebody lose some shorts or stuff happens. So I just rather wash them myself just to make sure everything is where it's supposed to be. Because somebody gonna lose something, ask for an extra pair of shorts, then they're gonna miraculously find it and they gonna just have a pair of shorts at the house. So.
Wow.
I've always been like that as a head coach. Like, I take the uniforms home, I give it to them on hangers. So before the game, I have them, I put them in the lockers. After the game, they put them back on the hanger. I take them home, I wash them.
okay.
Man, I would have thought trainer, manager, somebody.
Yeah, I'm. They probably would do it. I'm just a control freak. So it's like, I just would rather do it myself. And I'm also a multitasker. So it's like, I go up to the school, I can wash the uniforms while I'm waiting on them to finish. I can take stats, update stats, start watching film. So it's like all about an hour and 45 minutes. Okay. It's a lot of time to get some stuff done and wash the uniforms.
Okay.
My assistant coach comes with me though, so I'm not always by myself, but I've left the school at 11:30 p.m. some nights.
Really?
Yeah, generally, like if we have a home game, I take them at the end of our game, probably around halftime of the boys' game. I could put them in the dryer. At the end of the boys' game, I get them out, put them on the hangers, and then probably take stats. And sometimes I don't leave the school till late.
Okay.
Yeah, me and the janitors, we BFFs because I be in there all the time.
Coach,
Yes, sir.
win in advance. So y'all won today.
Yes, sir, we did. It wasn't pretty, but we won. Which has kind of been the story of our season. Like, obviously, a lot of people wrote us off. We lost a bunch. We lost a player, one generation player in Renaya. So it's like, people were like, well, what y'all got coming back? Because that was the only name they knew. Okay. This season's kind of been up and down, but you're right, survive in advance.
Right.
right now I get that. Probably 6 hours ago, my feelings were a little bit different.
Okay.
Because we do have a standard that we want our girls to play to. So if they don't play to that standard, we understand a win's a win, but we got standards and goals.
A win is a win.
So we got standard. You're right.
Yeah.
It's just, sometimes a win doesn't feel as much like a win.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Well, we want to, Jay, go ahead and give her a proper introduction, man. Bring it in.
Coach, 5 state championships? Is that correct?
As a head coach? Yes.
Okay. 1 as a player.
Yes. And 2 as an assistant.
2 as an assistant. Mike, I said the empress of the court.
Oh, God.
Man, I call this episode The Standard.
The standard.
Female. No, I ain't only seen female. High school basketball coach.
Thank y'all. That's a lot.
Standard.
The applause, please.
Okay.
And Coach, you can't hear, but the audience can.
Everybody else can hear.
Okay.
I can't hear no more because my earphone.
So you said it wasn't the game that you were expecting. I know you and I talked off air about the defense of how you wanted to defend them, maybe 2 or 3 players that you wanted to deal with. So what are you thinking? Like you said, you knew the assignment.
Yeah.
And when they scored 30 out of 46 points, what are you thinking?
Well, to their credit, one of them is a senior. So, last game of my career, there's obviously some stuff that she's going to do extra because she didn't want her career to end. Right, so, to their credit, and then the other girl, she's actually a freshman. She's a pretty good player, and she'll be good. But I just think sometimes, when you're used to playing team defense,
right,
and you're not, we have some rules on defense that people are still thinking about. It's a lot to think about, but it's also kind of like you do also have to pay attention to detail, understand who has the ball, where they have the ball, what they want to do, what we don't want them to do.
Right.
And I think that was something that happened today. Like some shots they were banking in, so I mean that stuff you can't control.
Right.
But at the same token, I just feel like we needed to do a better job of focusing on the people that we said we didn't want to score a lot of points and hurt us.
And I guess on an assignment like that, you say, hey, we trying to send this person left, we trying to send this person right. If they're going to beat us, they're going to beat us into help
or go under the screen because they're not known for shooting.
Okay.
So stuff like that. But like I said, there was some adjustments they obviously made.
Right.
And the girl that led them in scoring, she's a senior. So,
okay,
I mean, you are expecting to get somebody's best game when,
she went
number
into
one,
Jordan mode.
yeah, she's a senior. She doesn't want her career to end. And at the end of the day, it's Hoover on the front of our jersey, so everybody wants to beat us.
You get everybody's best effort.
Correct.
All the time. We're going to talk about that later, too.
Okay.
Coach, what we do on this show, we like to, what we call connect the dots.
Okay.
Where we're going to let you connect the dots and tell the audience about Miss Krystle Johnson.
Okay.
All the way back from Forest Hills up until now.
Okay.
So when we start there, I get we get a recruiting story here every show.
Okay.
Somebody talk about recruiting. They recruited one of my players, blah, blah, blah. So I said, Hoover recruited Coach Johnson back in the day from Fairfield.
No.
So why don't you tell us about how you ended up and what junior high you actually went to in the Hoover system?
Yeah, so I started at Forest Hills, 6th, 7th grade, and then my family, we actually moved when I was in 6th grade, but we stayed, I have a sister, she's 4 years older than me, so we stayed at Fairfield. She stayed there the whole time, but 7th grade I went to Forest Hills, played with Tiffany Fredericks, who also used to coach at Hoover, played under Coach Clemens, Coach Lewis, and then my 8th grade year, Fairfield adopted uniforms, so I was already living in Hoover, so I was just like, I don't want to wear a uniform. That was literally probably the week before school started. My mom was like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I'm not wearing uniforms.
Okay.
So my sister, who is a senior, she was like, I'm not leaving my school. It's my senior year. And one of the reasons my parents were okay with the move is because, the difference in the academics was drastic. Me and my sister wrote our first research paper the same year. I was an 8th grader. She was a 12th grader.
Wow.
So just knowing that and seeing what my sister had went through academically at Fairfield, I think my parents wanted me to be a little bit more challenged. And I definitely was. It was culture shock moving over here.
Now, I think one thing we should let the audience know, when was your first time playing basketball?
6th grade. I actually hated basketball.
Wow.
When I was 5'10", I was 10. I was 10 when I was 5'10". So people have always been like, "Do you play basketball?"
Taller than me at 10 years old. What the hell?
Well, I was taller than my kindergarten teacher too, but she was also 4'11". But
that's good. Thank you, Krystle.
So basically, I was avoiding basketball because I felt like everybody wanted me to play it just because I was tall. So I was like, I'm not playing basketball. And I actually played tennis. Obviously, it was around the time Serena and Venus were, getting popular. And what's crazy is Tiffany Fredericks. That's the last match I lost, and I was like, yeah, this ain't for me.
Wow.
So I went ahead and started playing basketball. Knew nothing about basketball except for Shaq. I walked into practice with a Shaquille O'Neal shirt on, shorts on, shoes on, and my nickname was actually Baby Shaq. So
really?
Yeah. And I can always tell where people know me from if they refer to me as Baby Shaq, but that was all I knew when I first started playing in 6th grade. And I was like the glorified manager. And then my first actual game, I played with Coach Bell over at Winona in AAU.
Okay. Man, shout out to our guy, man, and rest in power and in heaven and all that good stuff. Coach Bell, man. So, AAU. So, was your mom, were y'all all a part of the same organization at the time, or?
Yeah, they didn't start. So I probably it was the Alabama Roadrunners. Yeah.
Okay.
So I played. What is it? It's like the police. Is it the PAT? Police athletic team? Yeah. So that was my first ever time playing basketball. And he was the coach. We wore those little yellow T-shirts. Played some games over at Hoover High School. But I started playing first, and then my dad got into coaching just because Coach Bell and them kind of needed some more coaches and stuff.
Right.
But my dad actually didn't coach me until I think I was a junior in high school. So my first 5 years playing, I played for Coach Killings, Carl Killings. He recently passed. I played for him out of with the Alabama Roadrunners.
Okay.
Is that team that Bam talked about, the Roadrunners?
Yeah, we were. Most of the people from my era play for the Roadrunners.
Yeah, he was talking about they came in talking about beep beep.
Yes. Yeah, we used to dominate. The Alabama Roadrunners, like, we dominated. Most of the girls went to college. Like, we were pretty dominant.
Wow. So you go on from Simmons.
I went to Simmons in 8th grade.
To Hoover High. And so how was your career there?
At Simmons or Hoover?
At Hoover.
Started off rough. Hoover does not look like it used to look. So when I look back at the pictures, I tell my players all the time, like, it was me and one other black girl.
Wow.
So started off rough because obviously I was a black girl, freshman coming in, and I was taking some people's playing time, and they weren't happy about it. But I ended up, I think we made it to state my junior year, and we lost to Decatur, who was also one of my Roadrunner teammates. 2 of them actually were on that team, and then my Alabama roommate was on that team.
Wow.
And then my senior year, we won state. That was the first girls basketball state championship my senior year in 2001. So that kind of started all out. I hit 2 free throws to win the game.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty dramatic ending. Especially for somebody whose nickname is Baby Shaq. So.
Right, so he still hitting a free throw.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I did not want to do like him, was shoot free throws. I was like, I don't want that trait.
Well, Coach, let me ask you this. What did it look like from that 6th grade of just starting to play basketball to that senior year? What were you doing? What was Dad, Mom doing to get you to the point where, hey, Alabama offered it and you had other offers and all that? What did that look like?
I basically never played my age group. So I was 6th grade, but sometimes I would play with the 8th graders or the 9th graders. And just if you knew like the players that were on the Roadrunners back then, like you had no choice but to get better. You walk into the gym, you in there with SEC players. Like it was a lot of talent in the gym, and back in the day, like all we kind of used to do was just scrimmage the whole practice. So, and then it was also you lose, you get off. So with you playing against older players, more experienced players, good players, I just I didn't have a choice but to get better. In my personal opinion, I wasn't very good until 11th grade, but I was 6'4" as a 14-year-old. So obviously I was getting recruited by people, but I didn't feel like, looking back now, that I was actually deserving of that attention until my junior year.
So you was 6'4", and what? How old
14. I haven't grown since 9th grade.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's part.
Yeah, I went from 5'10" to 6'2", from 5th to 8th. And then I did those last 2 inches right before high school.
Now, I'm not trying to sidetrack you, but your mom and dad tall?
My dad's 6'2.5", my mom's 5'10".
Oh, that's
But supposedly my dad had a great aunt that was like 6'8", so I guess that's where it came from. Yeah, but I'm the tallest.
Yeah.
In my immediate family.
Okay.
You taller than your brothers?
I only have one older sister, and she's 5'11", so yes, I'm taller than her.
Oh, your sister, your sister pretty tall, though. Them be the kind of girls that used to attract me, though.
What? The tall girls?
Yeah, like, hey, man, bring your little cell phone up.
Well, you crazy. Child, if you don't know, my dating rules are 6'2" or more.
If not,
don't even talk to me.
Yeah, see, that's yours.
I tried to tell you, but
well, no, I respect that.
No,
but I'm talking about the little tall
we've had this
wanna,
conversation before, and
they want to just play with me for some reason. I
told Chip, I said, boy, you got lucky and got your little height now. Don't come around with no little short girl now.
That's the most annoying thing, but that's a whole different story. It's just like, can we get somebody? Like, y'all have a plethora of people, 5 whatever, that you could date. Like, save the 6-footers for us.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Like, Coach, I had some research done, and you said something about y'all used to scrimmage all the time.
Yes.
So now, is it true that you don't scrimmage a lot now?
No. I actually hate scrimmaging in practice. I think it's because, so this is just my personal opinion. If you scrimmage and you're just letting it go, just go, that's the type of scrimmaging I don't do. Like, we'll go live and stop, or maybe back down, but I'm not ever going to just scrimmage, because I feel like you just practicing bad habits. Okay. So, like, I would rather...
So you're coaching them up and what you see.
Yeah. Okay, I would rather, like, break it down. Let's do a drill, and maybe we can go down and back. But, like, even this season, like, this team, I don't think we've scrimmaged at all. Now, we do in, like, off-season, preseason, and postseason, we let them scrimmage just so they can, like, because you got to know how to play the game without a play, without a defense. Right. But no, we do not scrimmage.
Oh, the person told me, I was like, man, I got to ask her that. And when you brought it up, I said, cool. That? Like, well, Mr. Fairley over there.
Oh yeah. We don't scrimmage at all. We just don't. And this year, like, now that I'm thinking about it, we ain't scrimmage at all. You can't be asking
about sources now.
I'm just asking.
Who said that?
Yeah, who said that?
I thought it was one of my players.
No.
And I was like, do they have a problem with
it? You on the bench?
No.
Right. I'm just
But we got to learn, like, you sometimes roll the ball out and ain't no telling what they out there doing, and then you get in the game and the same stuff is happening and you mad. Well, you was letting it go at practice. So break it down now, and then you have to worry about seeing it as much in the game.
It's a teachable moment.
Right. That's one of my biggest pet peeves about coaches. Yeah, I'm not gonna be upset about something that I allow you to do every day. Yeah. So if I got an issue with it, I'm gonna say something to you. We're gonna try to fix it. We're gonna run a drill and try to break it down and fix it, and then you can scrimmage. We got enough games,
Right. Okay.
That'll be all scrimmage games.
So, Coach, you go on to Bama. What did you major in?
So first I went to UCLA out of high school.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, my first 2 years.
We always learn something we don't know.
That's why we like this show, though, because we it's educational for us.
Yeah.
It really is. And I love it. Go ahead, though.
So I went to sign with UCLA when I left Hoover, because basically it was between Alabama and UCLA. Okay. They had a game back in, it had to be, I guess, 2000. It was at Coleman. And I remember sitting at the game and I told somebody, whoever wins this game, that's what school I'm going to go to. Okay. And what's crazy is Alabama won, but it was like this whole clock malfunction situation. Y'all should look it up. But I ended up signing with UCLA first. I was there for 2 years. And then I transferred back to Bama after my sophomore year. And that was back in the day before the portal, so I had to sit out.
I was just about to say, yeah, okay.
So when I came back, I was a junior in the classroom, but
a sophomore on the court.
Yeah, but I actually ended up still graduating on time. So my last year at Bama, I was in grad school.
Okay. And what did you major in?
Mathematics.
Okay.
Pure mathematics.
So hence the math teacher.
Yes, and my minor was in computer science.
Mathematics.
Hey.
It's just the only thing that ever came easy to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. That in basketball.
Yeah. Well, no, basketball was the struggle at first.
Okay. Well, mathematics.
2 + 2. You know, I can get you there.
I can't do that.
I can count my money. Yeah, that's you get into these formulas. I stopped it because you had said algebra 2 concerning Micah. I stopped at algebra 1.
Oh, see, that was 8th grade for me.
Oh, see, I went to midfield too. So
okay,
that explains.
Right. I took algebra 1 in 8th grade. The class I'm in now, the class I'm teaching now, I took in 10th grade, and I finished with AP Calculus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was just easy. So when I went to college, I was never undecided. Yeah. I walked into UCLA majoring in mathematics.
So how was LA?
It was a lot. I'm a homebody, but at the same token, home can be anywhere.
Right.
So it was. I mean, I was fine. I went out there probably within like 2 months. I had a boyfriend. Okay. So it was like I wasn't in a rush to leave. Okay. I probably could have left after my freshman year, but it was like the whole concept of leaving and being however many miles, 3,500 miles away from him was like, But then after my sophomore year, I was like, okay, it's going to either be basketball or no basketball. I got to go. So I left.
Okay.
Was your boyfriend tall or short?
Come on now.
He's minimum 6'2". Okay.
Inside linebacker.
Okay.
For the Bruins. I was going to ask the fondest memory, but I guess
actually, he's not the fondest memory.
Well, not a fondest, but she said he was 6'3" and an inside linebacker. I was just a running back. That's it. Short running
My fondest memory was actually one day we had practice and Magic Johnson and Arsenio Hall were just like sitting in the gym.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was like understood out there, don't be starstruck. But I was from Alabama, so it was like like y'all cool with this? Like
I had a picture with you and Magic.
Yes. Now he definitely does not remember being in that practice, but I met him at a camp in Huntsville.
Okay. And
I got to take a picture. I was one of like the camp counselors, and so I took a picture with him. But I think I did tell him, I was like, I used to play at UCLA and you were just sitting in the gym. Like I think they just was like in there.
Right. Yeah.
And then the one time we went to PF Chang's and Suge Knight tried to pay for our food, and that was scary.
Y'all should have got that.
About to say.
Well, NCAA, they was like, nope, you can't pay for it.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know if we should turn him down because that's Suge Knight.
Right.
How big is he?
Yeah, he was big.
Yeah.
I just remember calling my mom and being like, Suge Knight. Like, I was so scared.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a good experience.
He scared me, and he in jail. Is he still in jail?
Yeah, he's in jail.
I think he is,
Yeah. Yeah, sure, man.
Well, no problem,
if
baby.
you come on the show, man, we love you, man. But
all right, we're not gonna get into videos, dancing, and all.
We ain't gonna do none of that, sure.
Yeah, leave Suge alone.
Yeah.
So, get me to teaching from mathematics. When did that teaching bug hit you?
Probably my whole life. As a kid, you play teachers, or you got your friends, and you're the teacher, and y'all the students. And because I was 5'10" when I was 10,
we didn't play that
game. Well, me being 5'10" at 10, every school play we had, I was the teacher or the mama or something.
Okay.
And then honestly, I didn't know. I didn't know what else to do with math. Like honestly, I just knew I want to major in math, and then it got to the point I was like, what exactly am I going to do with this? So then my 5th year at Bama, because I was in grad school still on scholarship, I basically got my master's in secondary education.
Okay.
So that's kind of where for a while it was just like, I just want to major in math. Now what I'm going to do with it, I don't know.
So what do people do with a math major?
I ain't going to lie, I don't know to this day.
But I'm saying, besides,
there's got to be some other stuff. Like I could be a professor.
You probably get statistics or something like that. Maybe. I don't know.
I was 2 classes away from being able to be a college professor, but obviously I wanted to coach.
Yeah, okay. But you can still do something like that.
Okay. Yeah,
but what we hearing her say is that it came easy.
Yeah.
Right.
Man, nothing came that easy to me.
Especially not math.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's what I try to do is make it come easy to my students. Now, does it work all the time? No. And I'm also a coach in the classroom. So it's like, I'm trying to help you understand math, but I'm also going to hold you accountable.
Right.
So like any of my players that have had my class, they can attest to the fact that I'm the same person on the court as in the classroom. You can ask both the Fairley boys. I've taught both of them, and I act the same way regardless of where I am.
And that's something that I've heard, that you always get an athlete saying that you are their favorite teacher. So what does that look like? What are you doing that you feel that are making you one of the more popular teachers?
I think kids like to be held accountable. Some people feel like, they don't want to do this, they don't want to do that. But at the end of the day, they want to be held accountable. And I also think it helps that I don't know for sure, but I feel like I was the first black math teacher at Hoover.
Okay.
So it helps, especially with some of the athletes.
And Black History Month. Go ahead.
There you go.
I know for sure there were no black math teachers when I went there. And then, so I don't know what happened between 01 and 07, but I feel like I was first. But I also think that, I look like them. And like I said, I'm genuine. I'm going to act the same way in the classroom. So if you, like for instance, today when we were walking off the court, the boys were coming on the court. And as I was telling Seneca and Dwayne, good luck, I said, don't forget to do your homework. Because you got homework.
Right.
Good luck. You got boy, Krystle,
you still got class tomorrow.
Right. Class don't stop. Like I don't teach, I'm not rolling the balls out. No, we got to learn, and we doing unit circle this week. So you got to know what's going on. Okay. Plus, like I've been in their shoes too. So I tell the athletes all the time, there's nothing that you're doing at this school that I haven't done. Like I was an athlete here. I walked these same halls, same practice schedules, had to lift weights, and I played Division I basketball. So your excuses ain't gonna work with me. Maybe somebody else, but not me.
Okay. Man, Mike, that's crazy. Yeah, she'll get a chance to hear all this. He's doing sound effects.
Oh, I heard a bomb
sound effects. Yeah. Man, that is wild. I just keep messing up tonight. Coach, you got me, hey. That is wild. And I normally never do that. Normally this is Mike.
Oh wow.
But this is Mike. I wanted to share this. Like, you never really know somebody. You can look at somebody from afar and not know them. Okay, yeah. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. Okay, on the east side of Hoover, you were viewed as the evil devil.
That's just hilarious to me.
Okay, and it was like, because I used to always get the question, why you let your daughter go? I said, Chase had coached her from here, from third grade or whatever, and how that all happened. My wife was doing she was shadowing a counselor on that side, and so she carried Mackenzie to school with her, and she was in there shooting. And maybe Camille was in that shooting. I don't know which one was shooting. But they ended up partnering up, and they had been together from that point on. And then when Hoover and Lil Tiff, that didn't work out there, I was like, oh, heck no. My baby, because I was, I knew Tiffany. I'm like, my daughter going to play for her eventually over here, boom, boom, boom. So when that happened, I was just like, they could have put my wife in a position. I was mad with Hoover from that point on, And then plus, like I say, we were getting indoctrinated, from that side over there.
Gotcha.
So I want to apologize personally.
You don't have to apologize.
No. So I told my guy I was going to do that. I said, man, just in talking to you before the show and now, I'm like totally different person than what I probably had in my mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I get that a lot.
Yeah.
I know a lot of it comes with my stature, and then I'm not very social. So, like, I don't look approachable. So people tell me that all the time, like, I thought you was mean. I'm like, I'm actually not. I just don't be want to talk.
And I would see the relationship with your players. I'm like, well, no, she seems like a player's coach, And so, like I said, that senior year, her senior year, she was actually considering doing that. And, I just, like I said, I think she was more or less like, I think, these folks on this side might jump off her because she would have taken the track stuff with her too, So, like I said, my apologies.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate you for acknowledging that. But I don't know why they think I'm evil. Like I don't talk to people. Like it's not like I'm out here screaming at my players, cussing them out. Like I don't even curse, and that's why it's just like I'm straightforward, but I'm not I don't think I'm mean at all. If somebody thinks I'm mean, it's probably somebody that don't like the truth.
Right.
Because now that's something I'm not going to ever stop doing. I'm going to tell you the truth, whether you want to hear it or not.
What do you feel is the program's identity? What do you hang your, like, we had Coach Ford in that seat, and he was just like, there's going to be toughness, they're going to be they're going to be gritty, we're going to be in your shirt, for our defense. What do you feel is the identity of the girls program over at Hoover?
I think we're going to outwork everybody. Okay. We put them through enough to where mentally they are prepared to outwork whoever. We have a strength coach that we've had since I've been back. His name is Mike McCoy.
Okay, Big Mike.
Big
yes.
Mike, that's my guy.
Big Mike.
Me
Shout
and
out
Mike,
to
actually,
Mike McCoy.
And what's crazy is me and Mike met at Bama, and he said the same thing. You was mean, and I was like, I wasn't mean. I just didn't know you, and I didn't want to talk to you because I didn't know you. I used to work in the math lab, and the football players at Bama, they always put they had to put red cups on top of the computer if they had a question. It was just like, I'm not about to be coming over here answering every question. And Mike wasn't even one of them, but I think he saw my reaction to the other ones. Right. So, but we put them through enough to where my goal is when you go to college, it should not be hard for you. Your college coach shouldn't call and be like, oh, well, she's just behind on this or whatever. Like, we're doing a pretty good job. And when we send our players to college, we normally get the reply is normally, oh, well, she picks up on this well, she handles this well, because we put them in so many different situations. So just to make you mentally and physically tougher than our opponent, because that'll beat out talent sometimes. If you mentally and physically stronger than the person you playing against, you don't have to necessarily be more talented. So I think that's the biggest thing for us is like, we're going to put you in situations where we're going to play 5, 6, 7 different defenses in a game. We're going to have 50 different plays. So mentally, you're having to adjust to a lot of different stuff. Okay. And I think that's what's helped us is that it's hard to scout us because everybody knows it could be anybody's night. Right. And obviously, we've had some really, really good players, but at the same token, like, that confidence has to be in every player. When we do drills in practice, everybody does them. Everybody shoots threes. Everybody posts up. Everybody handles the ball. And we just want to make sure that they are well-rounded players, well-rounded young ladies, and that they're just mentally and physically stronger than the person that we're playing against.
Okay. Now, you mentioned, like you said, you've had a plethora of athletes. I mean, basketball players. Anaya, Renaya, Skylar, Maddox, and it was some girls I didn't even know their names even before then. Yeah. When I remember when Skylar came over. Okay. So on our side, it was more like an oil and water situation. Okay. So I said, I can't wait to see how this goes down over there. Yeah. So walk me through how you handle and I'm assuming a strong-willed, very talented, very confident ball player that you don't, that person that overshadowed the system and they're reigned in to help the program as well as help themselves. But walk me through that situation there.
I think for sure her first year, because, her first year she came, she couldn't play. So I think that helped.
We're talking about Renaya?
No, Skylar Knight. She graduated in 2019. So
okay.
She went. There's a rule in Hoover that if you come to Hoover, I think we're the IB school. Right. So if you start as a freshman at Hoover, you don't have to sit out. But Skylar's freshman year was at Spain Park. Right. So when she came to Hoover as an IB student, she had to sit out a year. And I think that first year kind of helped her because she got a chance to see that nobody's bigger than the program. Okay. And for that reason, you have to buy in. She loved the game, so you know. And that's the thing that's always, I tell people, the bench is the best teacher. If I can't get you to understand what I'm saying, I can sit you down. Right. And because of the amount of and because you want to be on this court, so you can either do what I ask you to do, or you can sit down.
Or you get you a strong education on the
bench. And because of the amount of talent we've had, it's been easy to do that. To just be like, oh, you can just have a seat.
Next.
Right. Because ultimately, like, we're never going to let anybody come above the program. And I think that was why I'm saying the first year of her sitting out, and we won state that first year. Right. So she was able to see that, I'm good and I can help them, but they're winning. They won without me. Right. So we didn't necessarily need her in order to win. So that made it a lot easier once she started playing that if you don't want to do what we asked you to do, you can sit down.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that first year, it was almost like a redshirt year for her. She got to get a feel of what was going on. Right. She was still practicing, but she couldn't play. But she got a chance to see, like, okay, this is what I can and cannot do. This is what they're not going to tolerate. And ultimately, at the end of the day, because we try to make well-rounded players, if you're not doing what we need you to do, you can have a seat.
Yeah. That's a good lesson.
I hear you.
Yeah.
So would you say the system will allow the individualism to come out, or do you have to say, okay, all right, I got a dominant player like a Renaya and a Skylar where I want to say we may go 4 flat and just let them work right now? Or, I mean, is that something you have to call to let them just that individualism come out, or your system, sets itself up that can come out on its own?
Yeah, that individualism can definitely come out. And we also don't, like, for instance, we have a lot of plays, but we don't run the same plays from year to year, depending on who, like, the personnel that we have.
Right.
So, like, last year's team, for instance, like, our most dominant player was our point guard. So we did run a lot of stuff for Renaya where we can get her some screens or whatever it was. This year, our best player is a post player. So it's not as many, we don't need her out there setting screens. We need her on the block. And then everybody else is kind of getting a share of the ball because she's getting double teamed, triple teamed, whatever it is.
Right.
So we do try to make sure, like, every year, we still got that list of plays, but it's like some plays, we ran them a little bit more last year than we run them this year because that's what that team needed. But like I said, in all of that, we just asked them all to be well-rounded player. Like, Renaya posted up. My post player this year, she can shoot the 3. So it's like everybody just needs to be willing to, because you don't know what college you're going to go to, and you don't know how that coach is going to be.
Exactly.
Some coaches are like, this is my system, fit in it, or you can move on. So you need to be able to fit into whatever system that person has.
Right.
So if we work and do that now, then we can make sure that our players are, like, prepared to go play at the next level, and that's the goal. And we got that hallway down there at Hoover where we got a lot of faces on that wall.
Right.
So it kind of makes us proud that we can make sure that they're ready for that next level because they do everything at Hoover.
Right. Okay. Now let me ask you this: you say you have plays that you may not run this year that you ran the year before, stuff like that, right? So when you're watching, say the boys, okay, or other teams, teams that are playing Hoover boys, are you like, I saw that play last year, I saw that play, they still run the same stuff.
Yeah, I recognize plays, like, and to me that makes it easier to scout people, but some coaches just want what they want. Like, you want the advantage that you have, and if you feel like the offense that you're running can present that to you. Yeah. Like, if can't nobody stop it, then, I mean, to each his own. And we can get stuck in plays. Like, today, we might have ran 4 plays the whole game. We may have 50, but that don't mean we're going to run 50.
Right.
Because if something is working and it's working, it's like, what's the point of switching out of it?
Right.
But at the same token, I do think that makes it easier to scout when there's just one thing that the other team got to go over. When you go over stuff for us, you're going to have to go over about a good 15 plays if you honestly want to be able to know every play. And who has time for that,
Well, Spain, hey, the folks over there at Spain Park, I think we had on the show. I was trying to explain to them, Mike, because they were talking about I asked them who was the next opponent. It was one of the kids. We had some football players in there. And he was like, we're playing Moody. But he let it slip later on that, we waiting to play Pleasant Grove, So the thing was, like I told him, I said, hey, in football, I was telling my daughter, because she was sitting in with us, I said, we, as football players, we talk about the next opponent. I said, but now she was coming from a situation where they practice as much Hoover stuff as they could every practice. And we were about the opponent, these other opponents, we just get on the floor and play them. But he knew down the road, if he got to where he was supposed to get to, he would see you guys. So
I'm sure we have some other teams that we're pretty sure do that.
Do the same.
And we don't have the luxury of doing that because our schedule's tough. So we've played 13 out-of-state teams this season.
Wow.
So we don't have the luxury of overlooking anybody because I try to make sure that in the middle of our area games that we're playing somebody that's from Mississippi, from Georgia.
Right.
But we can tell that people clearly do that. For that reason, we don't roll out all our plays at the beginning of the season. It's like, here's some, and then we add some here and add some there. But yeah, it's another team crosstown pretty close that I'm pretty sure prepares for us daily.
Right.
Because it's like when we come out there, they calling our plays out literally daily. Now,
wow,
they won't be able to do it now because their season's not continuing, but at the same token, we could tell just based off their schedule, they probably had a lot more time to prepare for us than we did to prepare for them.
Okay.
Because we was playing, Madison Booker, the girl that's at Texas this year. Like, when you having to play Madison Booker and Malaysia for a while, and you don't have time to prepare for the person that's down the street. Like, we got a girl that can bust 40 on us. So we can't focus on y'all. Like, we trying to win each game.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure even with that being said, there was still stuff that they probably didn't know, because we'll throw a little wrinkle in every now and then as we go throughout the season.
That's crazy.
Coach, let me ask you this. How has it been to coach at a perceived football school?
It's been fine, I think, because I'm used to it. So when I went to Hoover, and this was before the reputation came, but this is still the state of Alabama. So when I went to Hoover, it was almost like everything was kind of centered around the football team. My girls always joke with me about how I know how to make ice bags, and I tell them all the time, well, when I was a student here, if you wanted an ice bag, you had to go get one, because they was always tending to the football players. So I learned how to make ice bags. I learned how to rap, because it was like, I'm not about to sit here and wait for y'all to rap 20, 30 boys. And then after that, I went to Alabama, which once again is a football school. And if I'm being honest, when it comes to like watching, football is probably one of my favorite sports.
Okay.
I probably watch more football than I do basketball. Okay. Now, I watch college basketball, not really NBA, but football, I love football. Gotcha. So it's not necessarily hard, because I think it's not just an issue at a football school. I think female sports in general don't get the attention they deserve. And that's whether it's a football school or not. And I think that's just something that needs to change. And I think, last year with the women's Final Four, with the whole Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, I think that it's starting to get more attention. But it's I'm just kind of used to it. And I'm happy to see it's kind of changing too.
Do you think, how do you feel about it getting more attention, because primarily Caitlin Clark?
Yeah, Caitlin Clark from Iowa
is sort of at the center of that. Does that speak to our society?
I can see, yeah, but I do think that the more eyes that are watching, you then have the choice to either focus on Caitlin Clark or notice that, hey, there's 20 other girls out here that can get your attention. Right. And I think NIL is helping with that too, because you're getting to see these girls' faces more, because they're on brands. And you got Flau'jae, who's a rapper, and you got Angel Reese, and like you got a lot of different players like Paige Beckers. And I think the more the eyes are on our game, the more they'll start to recognize these other people. So Caitlin might have brought you to women's basketball, but now that you're here, you can see all these other players, and I think that's at least getting them out there.
The little guard, Bebe Williams.
Williams?
Yeah, she's a little guard. Played at the University of Miami. She's from my hometown. She's in the WNBA now. Okay. Yeah, she's been there for a while now. Yeah.
See, like even that, like just getting there, like he went because he knew her, but then now you can go to the WNBA and you can see somebody else, like Nafisa call you, or somebody that you didn't know, and you could be like, even find connections, because I think there's a DeWanna Bonner is from Alabama. So just whatever it is that connects you to the game of basketball, women's basketball, and can get your eyes there, then you can start to recognize those other people, because there's a lot of talented players out here.
It is, man.
Yeah,
it is. It's impressive too, man, because I mean, you think about sports, you think about men's sports, but man, these women are dominant. Yeah, man.
It's some good female basketball players.
I love to see females play basketball, because half of them all of them can beat me basically.
You sure?
I'm positive. I used to play basketball, and my friends said, "Oh, Lord."
What position did you play?
Basketball? No, I'm talking about street basketball.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, here you
That's
go.
a football player. Yeah, you're like, here you go.
Running back.
I'm finna bang him up.
Oh my gosh, just fouling. Right. That's all football. I don't think there's a football player on earth that don't think they can play basketball. They're just athletic.
Now my son can play. Well, we ain't gonna talk about him, but he can play actually, but I couldn't. I'm not athletic like that.
You can just look on the court when it's a football player and be like, that's a football
that's
player
football
playing
player.
basketball.
Yeah,
it's
football
very
player.
obvious. Normally they can't shoot. They just athletic.
Yeah.
They're going to get every rebound.
And they're shaped. They're gonna have the bigger thighs, and
Like Torbor at Hoover, he playing football now, and he just looked like it. Like
because he's hit that weight room now. So
he was in my class last year, and I was like, he told me he was gonna start back playing football, and now I'm just like, yeah, you look like a football player.
Yeah, that's crazy. Coach, Renard Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How was it coaching Renard? Matter of fact, hold on.
Oh, Lord.
Put your headsets on. Before you tell me how it was having Renard in the program, I think she wants to say something on how it was
Coach
being
has
on
meant
it.
so much to me over the past 7 years. She has been like a second mom and a mentor all in one. Playing for Coach Krystle was amazing. She taught me how to lead different personalities, and she also gave me more mental knowledge about the game. Krystle is such a blessing in my life, and literally without her, I don't know where I would be. I love her care, her passion, her kindness, her supportive heart, and I'm so grateful to experience that in my life. Coach Krystle, I love you, and thank you for everything you do.
Who did that? I need the tissues.
Oh boy! Now I'm gonna tell you. Now you sitting in the chair where everybody cry.
Oh gosh. What was the question? She is truly like a little sister, a daughter, a niece.
I thought I
organized this. Like this is
That's what we do.
why did y'all do that? I literally just talked to her yesterday. There was no talk of I'm about to bombard you because they know I be crying. Thank you so much. It was just a joy. Like she's one of the best players and hardest working players.
Wow.
Actually, she was about to cry when she did the video.
Yes.
Talked about the girl.
She looked like she was
Yeah.
No, she was.
No, yeah, you could tell her voice cracked a couple times.
Yeah, she was about to cry.
Yeah, like
So you mean a lot to her. We can tell.
the feeling is very mutual. Just you don't get players like that want to get in the gym. And like I don't know how many times I just gave her my keys.
Wow.
And our athletic director back when she was here, Coach Urban, it was almost like he would be like, Renai's up here again.
Wow.
And like we would always say, of all the people on this team, she's the one that probably could take a break, but she just didn't.
Kept working. Wow.
And like her self-motivation, just like she had a picture of when we lost state her freshman year in her room. And even though we won her sophomore year and then junior year, she just left the picture up.
Okay.
So she's just like different. She's just different.
Wow.
And our relationship definitely goes beyond basketball. When her little brother was born, who's my godson, she had to stay with me for a while because her mom was in the hospital. And so it was like, getting back and forth from school and practice and stuff. And I think that was kind of when our relationship flourished because before that, believe it or not, Renai would not talk to me. She would not talk. And her dad used to be like, no, when she started talking, you going to want her to stop.
Right.
And then it was like, okay. Yeah, because, I mean, the amount of times I had to hear, coach, I was just like, okay, enough. But, yeah, Renai is just, she's a special player. She's different. It's hard to explain. Yeah. And the time flew by so fast. And now it's like,
it didn't fly by for your opponents.
I'm sure. And you know what's crazy? Renaya technically is a 24. She started school early.
Wow.
So we have a current senior on our team that is actually older than Renaya.
Yeah.
And so UJ, that's her dad, he was like, we could have just did one more year. I said, I'm pretty sure these people would have protested if she'd stayed here one more year.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't have, but yeah, Renai is just, I mean, she is willing to do whatever. Like, I have full trust in her. There was no, like even when it came to leading the team, like, I didn't have to say something, Renai would say it. So, like, this year, I kind of have to do more of being the mean cop. Renai was the mean cop for me. And I think because her teammates respect her, because they know how hard she works and how much she puts into it, it's like, it just, it hits different when it comes from a kid.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing about Renai is she's just like a natural born leader, a natural born winner. And like it's happening at North Carolina right now. Like they starting to see like the value of her, and she's invaluable.
Right.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
That must be what UJ was talking about.
That's what he was talking about.
Why would y'all do that to me?
Yeah. We sorry. Yeah. But
Are you sorry?
Yeah, we are.
I was like,
you won't be there. You just in the class now. You're the whole other class of people that sit there and cry.
listen, it don't take much for me to cry.
I'm like that. Believe it or not, I am a very emotional person.
I don't know if he's serious or not. Oh Lord.
Okay. I'm gonna take you down another road.
Okay.
How special would you say it's been? And now that reign is kind of ended, but how special was it? Because you mentioned that she had a picture up in her room where she lost as a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Yall.
how how special was it being a part of one city's dominance of Class 7? I mean, the highest, Class 7A basketball.
In the state.
It was very special. I mean, especially because I'm from Hoover.
Okay.
It was just like, even though we're rivals, just to even like, because for a while it was either Hoover or Spain Park winning for about 5 or 6 straight years.
Yeah.
And that's just special because, you got this little city of Hoover, like you said, that's known for football, but the girls basketball teams are the ones that are winning state back to back to back. And it's just, and it's happening over and over. And even when we played each other in the state championship game two of those years, so it's like it was just good to see, and hopefully woke some people up to the fact that Hoover is not just a football school. Right. Spain Park is not just a football school. Like, this city has some really good girls basketball players, and it was good to see that during that time period.
Okay, so you said it was a rivalry there. How was the relationship? I mean, since you guys would have institution or something, how was the relationship with Mike Chase?
I want to say something.
We were cordial.
It's so funny. Come say.
We were cordial. I respect everything that he does. I just think personality-wise, we just didn't mesh very well. Obviously, as a coach, I think that he's a great coach. Like, even now, he's down in Orange Beach, and he's turned that program around. I think they'll be playing to try to make it to the regional finals.
Really? Okay.
And my assistant coach, Coach Quinn, coached under him, so they had a far better relationship than I did with him. But just, he say, she say, just some of the stuff I've heard from time to time. I don't do fake well. Okay. So I can't really be like, oh, we friends when some of the stuff that I've heard, and who knows if it's true or not. But at the same token, it's like, he doesn't hold a place in my life where I feel like I need to clarify. Like, it is what it is. And now you don't even live here, so.
Yeah. I reserve my question.
Yeah.
You can reserve it. It's fine. I mean, or you can ask. I don't care.
Let me ask you this, because Dwayne Farrell and I, we, by mind playing over at Spain Park, we would argue all the time. So, because I ended up sending Chip, ended up coming back home, because both of them were zoned to Hoover.
Yeah.
Okay. But like I said, we carried Chip to Spain Park his last 9 weeks of his 6th grade year. Okay. So, he stayed there, and, it's kind of a situation like what you mentioned earlier where, the young ladies in your program are doing a little bit of everything. So in case you don't know who your coach is or how tall you may get, at that next level, if you've only played on the, the 4 to 5, now you're not ready. Like, now he's a skier having to play off guard. Okay, and was he really prepared? And that's why we moved him back over to Hoover. We needed to do something besides set screens and so on and so forth.
Correct, yeah.
So, but he and I always argue about that. I'm like, and I want you to think about this. The year Skylar came over, that was your first.
My first year. No, second year.
Was that your first state championship?
She graduated in 19, so 18, 19, 17. Yes, that was our first state championship, the year she set out.
Okay. All right. And let me tell you what the argument that he and I always have. I said, give or take a player or two here or there. I said, you may have the right, you may have like one winning this year, just back to back. Because you guys kind of took it over after that 20. It just spiraled.
Yeah.
But if you look at it, like my two players are these two right here. I said, if Skylar stays, some kind of way these two patch up and they can keep Skylar over there with Chase, then of course Jada stays. Okay. So I said, you had a overtime win by Hoover, that first one. Then I think you guys may have gotten upset by Sparkman. So you didn't get the rematch.
Yeah.
And then Chase gets his first one. You guys come back, and we got upset by Hewitt.
And we beat him.
So what are your thoughts there? Because what I've contended is, I said, man, this could have been a dynasty the other way if somebody act right, So what are your thoughts?
I think the player relationship aspect of it is what's being overlooked, because what a lot of people probably don't know is me and Sarah Ashley are actually pretty close.
Right.
So even though we competitors, like me and Sarah Ashley are pretty cool. She plays at Alabama now. Like I've had her do, like I asked her to make a video for Renaya one year. Even though she was a competitor. So I think the player relationship aspect of it is what is kind of being overlooked, because it was, the spiral happened for a reason.
Okay.
So I think that that is the issue that they maybe had over there, because we also got Alana,
Kristen,
right? So it's just like, and
at
I think
one point, and Mike and I was gonna do a show, and we definitely gonna end up doing it now, since some stuff we'll tell y'all there. But at one point, there was, because my daughter didn't finish her senior year on the floor, but I think we counted 14 players that had
stopped playing,
or did not finish, the program. So I'm like,
because I know the Ashford twins, they play with my niece.
There was some other twin. There was some, I think, Asian twins.
Yeah, and I think that's, and look, the game is changing, and I think because I am a black female, it is a lot easier for me to relate to black females. There's some stuff that I can say that he wouldn't be able to say, just because they can look at me and see, oh, this is what I'm going to be, and it just hits different.
Right.
And that's something that I understand. I don't take it for granted. But at the same token, I think that player relationship aspect of it is probably what would have been missing. So that dynasty, I don't know if the dynasty could have been over there. Okay. Because, like you said, you can count 14 players. So who's to say those people even continue playing? True. If it's over there?
Right.
And I think that's to me the biggest difference between the two is just, we had players that, I think we both had players that love basketball, but sometimes that the joy of actually playing kind of left. And we're hard on our players too. So it's not like he doing all the screaming and hollering and we ain't. We hollering too, but it's just the way we make sure we nourish that relationship is a little bit different at Hoover.
Well, look, put your headsets back on. We got somebody want to talk about the rivalry from the East perspective.
I know it was a mutual experience for all the teams that had Hoover on their schedule to be like, oh my gosh, we play Hoover tonight. Now I got to deal with like Anaya Hubbard and Renaya Kelly and Kristen and all of them, and they're about to like be so aggressive. And yeah, just she really had her team like know their strengths, and they played well with that. And yeah, it was always fun to play against Hoover. And even my senior year, I was like, oh, Coach Chase, like, I want to go play against Hoover because it's always so fun.
We actually heard that. Somebody said Mackenzie's coming back for senior night, and I was like, okay.
She had called. She called me. She texted me. She said, can I?
I remember that.
I said, I didn't tell you
I think Alana was telling us that.
Yeah, because I think she and Renaya had got into it via text or something.
My God.
And it was like,
Yeah, I ain't know that part. But Alana said, I think Mackenzie's trying to like come back for senior night because I think y'all's senior night was, because we always kind of do is either our senior night or y'all's.
Right.
But yeah, we heard about that and I was like, okay. I mean, yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's still business. I mean, I appreciate that. And the rivalry, like I said, for me, because I'm a 2001 graduate of Hoover, my rival will always be Vestavia.
Okay.
I understand, new age kids. Well, now it's kind of shifting to Thompson. But a lot of the people that are younger than me, they say Spain Park, but like I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I just will never see Spain Park as a rival because
because you had a different one.
Yeah, I had Vestavia, so it's like, and that's still a competitive game for us to this day. So it's like, I mean, I had a shirt that said Rebel Hater. So
and I'm with you on that. Yeah.
So like, I get it. And I think, just like I said, I think both programs have players that love the game. As you can see, like, she loved the competition of the game. But I think that player relationship aspect of it is probably what was the biggest difference between the two programs.
Right. Okay. So, this is where it's gonna get funny and tricky for you.
People say I'm funny, so we finna see.
You've had a lot of good players. Okay. I want you to think. We normally say give me your top 5.
As a head coach or
assistant coach too, if you want to throw. I mean, well, yeah. But give us your top 6 players that you've coached.
J Hard, boy.
Are we as a head coach or just as a coach in general?
Let's go as a head coach.
All right, as a head coach, obviously Anaya, Tanasia Hill, and Shakira Wade. They were both at Huntsville High.
Okay.
They're the first and second leading scorer at Huntsville High School. Once you get past
sisters and brothers?
No, it's two girls.
Two
same
sisters?
team, same graduating year. One of them had 1,702 points. The other one had 1,701 points.
Wow.
See, like a lot of people don't know, I coached at Huntsville for 4 years, and kind of turned that program around. Yeah, that was my first head coaching job.
Wow.
Tanasia went to play at UT Martin and transferred to Sanford. Shakira went to Alabama. So like sometimes people will see me with them, and that's my relationship with them, is that I coached them at Huntsville, I think, from sophomore year throughout. So we're gonna go Tanasia, Shakira, Renaya, Anaya. Head coach only. I got to go with Kyla Whitehead. I coached her at Huntsville too. She played at Dayton. She's now coaching. 6.
That's 5 now.
I know.
That's you got a lot of bucks.
I know, but you said head coach. Okay, so let's see. You know what? I'm gonna go with Ebony Williams.
Ebony
Williams to me is the best player at Hoover High School that did not score 1,000 points.
Wait a minute. She was
she scored 1,000 points in college already.
Right.
And I think that's she's somebody who we use as a conversation piece with our players. Just to be like everything. Guard, post, she could guard anybody.
I remember her.
Yeah, she graduated in 2018. She's a graduate student at Tennessee State right now, playing for Coach Ty Evans.
Okay.
So now, if you just said coach, period, I would have had to throw Lindsay Harris out there. She played at Hoover back when I was an assistant. Marquez Webb. Like, there's some good Hoover players that I've coached, but I wasn't their head coach.
So out of Alabama, your first teaching job
was at Hoover. That was my first job in life, period. I never had a job until I went to teach at Hoover.
Wow. And so you were
my parents told me I didn't have time to work.
Hey, it's a blessing.
I'm trying to tell you, I might be working in cornfield, sugar field, bean field.
I used to want to have a job. My parents was like, you don't have time to work. You need to be focused on basketball so we don't have to pay for college.
There you go.
So my first ever job was in 2007 when I became a teacher at Hoover.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
And so you were assistant coach there, and then you went from there to
Huntsville High.
She had never been fired either, Jay.
Yeah, not with that kind of performance.
I'm talking about being fired as an honor.
Hopefully, I will never figure that out. But
no, we don't want you fired. We don't want you fired, but
yeah, like even when we went to Huntsville, We made it to state 2 years. We were number one in the state, but we just couldn't get it done.
You had a Final Four, didn't you?
2 of them.
2 of them, yeah.
In my first year, and then the second to last year, Shakira and Tanaja's senior year.
Wow. Okay. So, Dunny Quinn.
Y'all want to make me cry again?
No, we don't all have a video.
Okay, I'm sorry. Is there another video? Because I cannot.
I just want you to talk.
We should have loaded up on them, though. We'll get you next time.
I don't need no more videos.
Talk about Coach Quinn.
So, me and Coach Quinn. So my whole goal was I told my coach when I was at Hoover, Lori Elgin, she's still at Hoover. I told her, I was like, when I get out of college, I'm coming back and I'm gonna take your job. Like I was like, I'm gonna be the coach. So I get out of college. I remember walking into Myra's office and this man is walking out. I have no clue who he is. So I walk in. Obviously, I'm first year out of college. And Myra was like, well, we just, we got this guy coming in and you can help him. It was Coach Quinn. And so for probably the first half of his first season, it was just me and him. We had this guy that coached football. I think he coached football collegiately now that was like on the bench, but he like didn't come to practice or nothing. He was just one of Coach Quinn's golf buddies. And so that's kind of where our relationship started. It was probably about my second or third year. I think second year under him, Coach Quinn was like, I need you to help me more. He was like, you're over here and you got all this knowledge and you're not saying anything. Wow. And I remember telling him, I was like, well, number one, if you know Coach Quinn, you talk a lot. I was like, and number two, I don't want you to feel like I'm trying to take over. Right. Because I had never been an assistant coach. I was a head coach for an AAU team from the time I was 19 until I got to Hoover. I used to coach in the summertime, like in the off season. So I kind of understood what he was saying, but at the same token, I was like, I don't know if I can do that and not overstep. And he was like, well, don't worry about overstepping. And so, we had the run that we had as when he was the head coach. I was his assistant. Then he left and went to Bama. Okay. And obviously he tried to vouch for me to get the Hoover job. They ended up giving it to Tiffany. And he called me and he was like, you need to leave. He was like, if you don't leave, they're never going to appreciate you. So you got to go. And so I ended up leaving and going to Huntsville. Me and him kept in touch. Always kept up with him. He would tell me, like, give me little tips, little defenses, plays. Wow. And I still, like, to this day, run some of those same things. And then he went to Spain Park after he left Bama. And then once he retired, I asked him to come back. Right. Wow. And he came back, and it was supposed to be like a 1-year thing. And we're now on year 5 or 6.
Wow.
Oh, he's coaching with you now?
Yeah, he's my assistant.
No, he's
now switch role.
Yeah, correct.
Because he's retired now.
He is retired. Yeah. So he comes, he coaches, he plays pickleball. That's about all he do. But
that sounds like a good life to me.
Right. But Coach Quinn is like he has so much knowledge of the game. Like he's older than my parents. Right. So I kind of call him my second dad. Him and his wife, like, they mean a lot to me. So like, even on my resume, he was on my resume.
So he's like a coach and a mentor and
all of the above. Yeah, and it's crazy because like the way we met was like literally we were both going into that office for the same job. He got it and I was his assistant.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
But man, you never know how things work out, man, and how people are planted into your life. But at the same time, man, it's a blessing, man.
Yeah, it is.
God, that's an awesome story. So that's why I like this show. Just keep talking.
And that's a lot of knowledge. Y'all have a lot of knowledge between y'all two and your assistant. On one bench. I mean, that's...
And then the fact that, like, I tell people all the time, I had 3 different high school coaches. I had 3 different college coaches. Wow. I had 4 different AAU coaches. So I have, like, a whole bank of knowledge of what plays, what defenses, what drills, not scrimmaging in practice. That's where that comes from. Somebody was doing it too much, and I was like, I will not. But just a whole bank of stuff that, like, I can, like, kind of use to be like, this is the coach that I want to be. These are the things that I want my team to do.
Well, do you feel that was a plus or a minus, or it was having, what you said, 3 different coaches?
I had 3 different high school, college, and 4 different AAU coaches. I think it was a plus. I mean, life is about adjusting. So if you just get used to the same stuff, like, obviously in the moment as a child in high school, it didn't feel like it. But at the same token, when Coach Elgin came in, because I had a coach my freshman year, and then it was his dad my sophomore year, and then my last 2 years was Coach Elgin. So when she came in, it was a little bit of resistance, but I mean, I think it helped me adjust, and I think that's something that kids need to know how to do. Like, it ain't gonna always be the way you want it.
No.
So you gotta adjust to a new coach, a new teammate, whatever it is.
Right.
It
So I think that definitely helps. Right.
You know, it teaches you how to accept, man. I mean, like, if everything was all peaches and cream, man, you know, life is like that.
Okay.
Though. If you take a look at life, man, it's like that.
Yeah.
It's
You
just
got
like
people
that.
coming and going in your life all the time.
And it's like you said, it's good to have those skills to be able to adjust to stuff like that.
Right. Because, I mean, it was, you know,
I never
just
thought
being at
about it like
Hoover
that.
in general, I came to Hoover and I had never had a class with a white person, period. So I go from going to all black school where all I really saw was white teachers to now I'm at a school where I don't see a lot of people that look like me.
Wow.
And so, and then I got
Go
3
to
different
Kansas.
coaches on top of that. So it was like, I think that built up the strength in me to be able to, like, when I went to college, I mean, obviously I kind of chose to switch coaches the first time because I transferred.
Right.
But then after my junior year when my coach left, then I had to readjust to somebody new. So I think it makes it where I'm well-rounded. There's not many situations I feel like I can be in that I can't adapt.
Coach, being a legend as a player, we're going to give you that.
Oh, gosh.
And now as a coach, what would you say when it these more sound effects? What would you say
I hear that,
what that you're most proud of? Your playing career or your coaching career up to this point?
My coaching career for sure.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
And why?
Well, partly because my knees hurt so bad that I can't even think. Just thinking about playing, it's just like, whew.
So you ain't got good knees?
No, but I can still shoot.
ahead.
Don't get
Still
twisted.
shoot it.
I can shoot. Nothing else. The running, no, but shooting, I'm good on that. But definitely my coaching career, because I can see, like, I have former players that are now coaching. Today, I coached against my former assistant. Bob Jones, head coach, played for me.
Wow.
And then I have, like, just to see my.
So you got a coaching tree now.
Yeah, I do. And it's, I'm old. Just turned 40. Yeah, because I mean, just that, like, just having,
We're gonna get into that.
just being able to see that, like, because, you know, coaching, to me, especially being a female, it's not a lot of females coaching females.
Right.
And I love to see that. So the fact that I have put it into somebody's heart or help them feel like, you know, I want to do that.
Right.
Like, I had a player that sent me a text. She was like, I have my own kids, like I was your kid. And it's just, you know, those connections and being able to see how they're out there and they're affecting their players, and then they'll bring up the next players and coaches. I think definitely my coaching career I'm more proud of.
Okay. Good stuff. All right. Now, I want you to tell me this.
Yes.
Okay. We talked about Coach Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
What, like, at each stop, do you have anybody that was instrumental, say at Hoover, that you want to talk about, at UCLA, at Alabama?
Yeah. So really all 3 of my coaches at Hoover. First one was Eddie Jones. That was my freshman year. And he was my first time, that was my first, like, time adjusting to being at Hoover. And just the way that he played me regardless of what the naysayers were saying, because, like I said, it was a different demographic back when I went to Hoover. So you got this black freshman playing over these people that, and he didn't care. It was like, you supposed to be out here and you're going to be out here. And then the next year, his dad took over for him. His name was Ron Jones. He passed away.
Now, were these white gentlemen? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Both of them, Ron Jones and Ed Jones. And
who passed the dad?
The dad passed, yeah. Okay. Eddie still lives out here in Hoover, but he doesn't coach anymore. Okay. He had a son. His son should be probably, if he's not a senior in high school, he's probably like a freshman in college. But Coach Jones his dad used to run around the gym with me. I tell the story all the time because, I mean, I used to lack confidence, but not no more. But when I first got to Hoover, they didn't have a uniform to fit me. And his wife basically sewed like an extra piece of material into the shorts so they would fit.
Wow.
And just doing that in an environment, because, you know, I'm coming from Fairfield, people telling me, white people this, white people that, and they welcomed me. Now, obviously, people be like, yeah, but that's because you could play basketball. Well, really, I wasn't that good, in my opinion. And then my junior year, Coach Elgin came in. She came in, she was pregnant at the time. Her and her husband tag team coached us. Her husband is actually at Helena. Her son, who she was pregnant with, also coaches at Helena. And Coach Elgin she was very hard-nosed. We played nothing but man-to-man. And I remember one game where we played Marty Smith. He was at John Carroll at the time.
I remember him.
And whoever I was guarding, he made them come run point guard. And I remember literally crying on the court, screaming, "Take me out!" Like, I was like, I cannot do this.
So Marty used to coach girls.
Yes, he coached at Thompson up until I think last year. This is the guy at Thompson's first year. Okay. But Marty coached at John Carroll. He coached boys and then he coached girls. Right. Actually, I think he coached girls first before he coached Ron and them.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, Coach Elgin. And then when I went to college, I had Kathy Olivier, Tia Jackson, Theon Carrier. I had one of the assistants, Pam. She's still out there. And it's crazy because, when you hear about somebody transferring, sometimes people think it's like bad blood. Well, when I transferred and when I went in there to tell her I wanted to transfer, like, she was crying. Because we had a good relationship, but it was just like, colleges, they're going to tell you what you want to hear, but it's like, all right, well, you told me to lose 50 pounds. Okay, I lost 50 pounds. I'm still not playing. And I was just like, all right, I got to go. Yeah. And so it was an emotional conversation. Then I go to Alabama, Coach Moody. Me and Coach Moody are still tight. I take a lot of different stuff from him. The only coach that I probably don't have any type of relationship with is the lady that coached me my senior year at Alabama, which was technically my grad school year. And I don't mind telling y'all this. I got kicked off the team.
What?
Yeah, so basically, some new stuff. And what's crazy is no one knows why. But like you said, I'm a Christian woman. So she kicked me off the team, and Mal Moore, rest in peace, who was the AD at Alabama, him and Wendell Hudson, basically my parents was ready to sue because it was kind of like, you gave us no reason. People were insinuating things, and it was like, defamation. It was one radio station that tried to say me and one of my teammates were like sleeping together. That's why we got kicked off. It got bad. We was on the news. We was on Fox 6 on your side.
Oh my God.
And what's crazy is I got kicked off with 5 games left in my career. So that's the one coach I don't have any relationship with because I really honestly don't know where she is. I know 2 years after I left, she got fired. So I don't
probably
know.
For the same crap there, bro.
She hadn't coached since. So I don't know.
Oh, she hadn't coached since?
Nah.
Oh, you know something in the game, man. Wow. Come on, man. Wow. I'm going to go drop a bomb on you.
So I don't know. I took nothing from her. The only thing I think I took from her is don't be like her. That's about it. Right. But yeah, and then
evil something.
It was pretty bad. Like, people kind of say that was around the time because Alabama women's basketball hadn't made it to, well, at that time we hadn't made it to the tournament since '99. They've made it since, but they kind of say that was like the fall of the program during that time, and we were still pretty good. We were like 500 or a little bit over 500, but in those 3 years she was there, it went downhill.
Yeah, because she was evil.
Listen, God bless her.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. But I will say this because I tell people this all the time.
What's her name again?
Stephanie Smith.
God bless you, Stephanie Smith.
But she, Wendell and Mal Moore basically put me back on scholarship to finish my my career. I mean, finish my academics. Like, I ended up graduating. I never paid for college.
Wow.
So that was a blessing.
Yes.
I mean, she kicked me off, and I still ended up finishing school because I was gonna have to pay for that last year.
Miss Smith.
But but yeah, and then my AAU coaches, man, I had Coach Bell, I had Coach Killings, I had my dad, I had Bill Lorimer. It was a lot of people that coached me in AA. I hope I ain't leave nobody off, y'all. I'm forgetful. But just having all those coaches just gave me a lot of different perspectives because not every coach is the same.
Right.
And so I think that's why I can go from year to year and switch up how I coach my teams because it's like I've had so many different coaches, teammates, assistant coaches, managers, support staff that I've been around. I can just take a little bit of something from everybody.
Okay. Because we get near the end, but I do want to know this. We have what we do, some little quick questions. I'm going to just throw either a phrase out or a name. Flat or drum?
Chicken.
Drum.
You like drums?
Okay. Yeah, I like them both. You can tell.
From Hooters specifically.
Okay.
Yes, Hooters wings are. I just learned about them probably 3 years ago.
Okay.
Women, we don't be knowing what's going on at Hooters, but that food good.
Oh yeah. I can
Y'all
see
be trying to keep it a secret.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Hooters, now them wings is fire. And the mozzarella sticks.
We got to get you some of my wings. I don't know if you know.
I do, because remember Chip used to do the clocks at the Finley Center, and one time he was like, I gotta work.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
At least he understands the value of work.
Hey, my baby turned 13 on my trailer.
Wow.
Yes, he did.
But yeah, drums.
Okay.
You gotta try Jay out there. Yeah.
Okay.
Michael Jordan or LeBron?
LeBron. Sorry, I don't like Michael Jordan. At all. So
cut it.
No, you know he played for the Barons, and we was like all out there trying to get, and he like ignored the little black kids.
Yeah, he will.
Oh, really?
He will.
Oh yeah.
No, we talk. Wait. We talking about basketball players.
I don't like them.
Okay, so I got you. I got where you coming from. Okay.
Better human.
Okay. Shot clock or none?
Shot clock for sure.
I'll need you to expound on that a little bit.
Like I'm so over.
You so tired of this.
Well, here's the thing: we play out of state, so we go to Georgia and they got a shot clock. So our players are used to it. Not to mention, if we're trying to get these kids ready for college, there's a shot clock in college.
Wow.
Like, you're not going to be able to hold the ball for a minute and a half. Now, obviously, we take advantage of it because we can do it. But at the same token,
it's in the rules.
Right. But at the same token, like, you're not preparing these girls for college. You got them out there playing without it. Or boys either.
Right.
Like, they got to understand that you're going to have to figure out a way to get a shot up.
Is this the only state? I mean, like,
Georgia definitely has a shot clock.
What is Florida has a shot clock? I'm gonna have to check.
We played there 3 years ago. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's.
Listen,
we played Oak Mountain at home, and we were up like 1 or 2, and they held the ball.
Yeah,
this was. They held the ball for the third quarter. They were trying to get. I'm like, what the heck are you? Y'all are losing.
It's boring.
And you holding the ball.
And it's not entertaining.
We don't want to get. Yeah, it's so. Oh man, we don't want to be as bad, so we're gonna hold the ball.
Oh, they knew they had a plan. They didn't. It wasn't getting beat because they ended up beating us up in Wallace State his senior year. But oh my God. Coach Burkett, we hadn't talked about him.
Yes.
Tell me about how was it working and coaching with Coach Burkett.
So first of all, me and Coach Burkett had the perfect desires. He loved practicing in the morning. I love practicing in the afternoon. So some people have issues with the coaches, like, oh, they trying to be in the gym. Me and Coach Burkett, even me and Coach Ware, we ain't got that problem. I'm not coming up there in the morning.
Right.
So y'all got the morning, I got the afternoon. Coach Burkett was my guy. Like, we still talk to this day. Like, I pick on him. And just, back then, because I think we were at one point it was just me and him as far as black head coaches at Hoover. Mm-hmm. We got some more sense, but, like, we had a pretty good bond. And then, like, I would teach some of the boys on the team, and I love Coach Burkett. And then he went to Athens where Capri Tucker, who also played for me, she's the head coach at Athens. And so him and her kind of had a good relationship. And now he's back at Central, and me and him talk from time to time. But yeah, I love Coach Burkett. He's a funny guy. You just got to get to know him. We always want to go play golf.
Yeah.
He's a golfer.
He's a cool guy.
He is. He real cool and laid back now. He ain't gonna cut no slack on them boys, but he's a cool dude.
Yeah, that 6-something in the morning was.
Yeah, see, y'all can have that. My alarm go off at 7. I used to be like, and I guess before him because I think Tiffany liked to practice in the morning, so they had a little bit of conflict, and I was like, you ain't gonna never have that problem out of me. I'm not coming up here in the morning.
Wow.
Preseason maybe, but once season start, I'm not doing it.
I'm with you. Coach, do you see yourself continuing in high school? Do you have any aspirations to coach at the next level?
My goal is to coach in college, but I mean, I'm gonna just be where God puts me. Like, I want to coach in college, but at the same token, one of my biggest fears, and I'm embarrassed to say this, is flying. So I hate flying.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, I want to coach in college, but I hate flying. So until that opportunity comes, I'm gonna just stay right here.
Put your fears in God's hand. Now, come on now.
You're right. I'm about to. It's some. I actually got a call. I got a call recently that I'm like in the like beginning processes of becoming like a core coach for USA basketball. Yeah. So I got to fly to Colorado Springs. I am not looking forward to it. My best friend is getting married in Tenerife or I think Tenerife, something like that. It's like a Canary Island. Okay. And then I'm on the Gatorade Women's Advisory Board, so I got to fly to the ESPYs. So 2024 is about to be a very.
It's gonna be lit.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some tissue.
You finna get over your flight. 2024.
But y'all, I've flown my whole life. I just don't like it. Oh, what? Like I went to UCLA. We had to fly. Like, we played games in Hawaii. We played in Arizona.
That's right.
Like even at Bama we had to fly, but I just hate it. Like I've done it, I just don't like it.
Well, so
it's kind of that's what my best friend said. He said we're gonna make sure you're not awake. I was like, I don't think that. I remember being at UCLA and flying the red eye home, and I used to be like, just stay up all night so you can sleep on the plane. I couldn't do it.
Wow.
I remember. Quick story. I was at UCLA when 9/11 happened, and that was right after summer school, and I had to fly home, and it was 3 people on the plane with me. It was me, a woman, and her daughter.
Wow.
It was literally the week after 9/11. So I'm not a fan of it. I told you at the beginning I'm a control freak, so I'd rather have my hands on the wheel. Yeah. Like even when I drive, I'd rather drive.
Well, go get your pilot's license.
No, I don't want that wheel. But no, I do want to coach in college. But at the same token, like I'm at my alma mater. Right. I'm home. I'm with. I can see my parents and my family. So it's like I'm not itching to get out. But at the same token, if an opportunity comes, I will consider it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How do you think? Like you mentioned, you watch probably more. You said football, which okay. But when you watch the girls' game, are you looking to say, okay, my system or what we're doing, this is way advancing what we're doing, or okay, they're doing some of the stuff we doing. I mean,
I think both. I even steal plays from colleges. I got a few friends that coach at the collegiate level, so I kind of talk to them like if we ever need like an out of bounds play or whatever. I have one friend that like I'll ask her like, can you send me a copy of y'all scouting report? That way I can see like not only what they're running but what other teams are running. Wow. Not to mention just to get our girls more accustomed with the type of stuff they'll see when they're in college. Right. But like I said, like this year we put in I think 4 or 5 new plays that only this team has run, and 3 of them we got from college. Like I was watching one of Renaya's games one night and they ran this play for one of her teammates and I was like, okay, we can run that. Yeah. But yeah, I think I see both. I think collegiately, obviously they got a lot more talent to work with. So sometimes I'm like, that make y'all job easier. Y'all can go recruit the Knicks, whoever. And despite the rumors, I do not recruit because I barely talk to people. So like, I don't know. I think I see a little bit of both. They do some things. Obviously, I think the overall talent level is higher. But like, I even ask college coaches, "Hey, what's a shooting drill you do? A free throw drill? Anything that we're struggling with? Like, I'm trying to figure out what are y'all doing so we can try to get to that level." So we have drills that we got from colleges. Like we have a 3-point shooting drill that we took from Alabama. We got one that we took from Sanford. Coach Yo at Ole Miss has sent me a few drills just because I feel like.
Is that you talking about the little short black lady?
Yeah,
I like her. I like her.
I just feel like if that's their goal, then they need to start doing it now. So then when they go to college, it's not like
it's foreign to them.
Yeah, it's not shell shock. Like they can adjust pretty well.
Wow. Okay. So wait a minute. So you've been accused of recruiting.
Oh, people always be like, you recruiting through your parents.
I told you we get a recruit story in here.
Oh my gosh. And it's crazy because like my parents will tell you, I don't know who be on their AAU teams. Like I be intentionally not going to their games, not stepping foot in the gym because I don't want to hear nobody's mouth. And it's like, and I also don't recruit because I don't, like playing at Hoover is hard. So you can think you want to play at Hoover because all you see is like the winning, but you get over here and we got Mike and we got the run and we got morning workouts and we got 2-a-days and you got to make 1,000 shots a week and you got to shoot and sheet. Like it ain't as easy as people think. Like we're winning, but our players are putting a lot of work in. So I can't recruit because you might get over here and I can't promise you no playing time either. So I really don't have nothing to offer somebody. Like what am I gonna offer you?
Get over here
I can't pay for your mortgage. We got folks out here moving people to places. I ain't got that type of money. Yeah, I just ain't got it in me.
But we do know this. People coming in to Hoover to play basketball, especially if they win.
Yeah, and I've had people say, I want my daughter to play for you.
Yeah, people gonna come.
Yeah. I mean, that's a magnet.
Yeah.
And I will tell them, and they can tell you, I'll be like, you need to call my AD, because I just don't, I can't risk it. I mean, I work at a school where the former coach is still in the building. So it's like, and not that she would say anything, but it's like, well, her and my former coach. So there's been, I think, 7 coaches.
The coach that coach
yeah,
you?
my coach, Coach Elgin, she's still at Hoover. She's a golf coach.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So there's been, I think,
get into Hoover, they don't want to leave.
Okay, it's a good place to work. Like it's not super hard as far as like the kids. Yes, kids can be difficult, but it ain't. I mean, it can be worse.
Wow. Yeah, definitely that.
Yeah, but I think it's been like 7 coaches in Hoover girls basketball history. If you go back to Barry even, and 3 of us are still in the building.
Wow.
So it's kind of like.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, man, it's been a pleasure. I mean, that's all I can say. I've learned so much. Wow, that I didn't know.
I know. See? So now when I'm quiet and I'm not talking to you, like, okay, she not me. She just don't be wanting to talk to people. That's why I tell folks I'm just a little antisocial.
But look, let me ask you this: How does this thing look? How does this tournament look now? The rest, I know you, like you said, we're gonna look at the next opponent, but. That's Bob Jones, is that correct?
Yes, Bob Jones.
Okay. And do you even know who's on the other side over there? Are you that tunnel vision? Do you even know who's over there?
So I think I think I saw Auburn, Prattville, Hewitt is playing Chelsea at Jacksonville. I can tell you that.
Okay.
I don't know who Prattville is playing, and I don't know who Auburn is playing.
Okay.
And I think we cross with. Like, if we make it. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know who we cross with, because I can't.
Right.
Like, I'm about to play the number 1 team in the state. I can't be worried about who is next, because it may not be a next.
Gotcha.
I just kind of am like, obviously, Alabama High School has the bracket out there, but I hadn't really paid attention to it.
Okay.
I just know we play Bob Jones on Tuesday at 12:30.
And you need
we're white. We wear white jerseys.
You need the student body and the parent. What you need from them?
We need some support. I mean, and our girls are used to it, and that's unfortunate that we have to get used to not having that support there. But at the same token, we have a family environment. So if you there, but we got each other. So that's kind of what we ride on.
Has it gotten any better? I mean, you got both.
Today it was bad for boys and girls.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't a lot. And the thing is, they may be there, but they're not all sitting together. So like, you play against a Mountain Brook. Oh, yeah. You got the whole school system in the same place with the same color neon shirt on. We ain't got that at Hoover. And it's unfortunate because, like, sometimes when I ask students, I've had a student literally tell me, y'all win too much. And I'm like, y'all want us to lose? Like, I don't understand. And then, like, the boys, the supporting kind of went down for them too. They won. And I told them, I was like, now y'all see what we was going through. Like, you start winning, these people like, y'all gonna blow people out. Okay. Like, have a little pride in your school, which hits different to me because I went to Hoover. So I'm like, I'm a graduate of this school. I don't understand why y'all don't have a little bit more pride. But part of that is that Hoover is a transit community. So you got a lot of people that's coming in specifically for school or specifically for football or whatever, and then they out.
Okay.
They ain't got a lot of pride in the community.
That's one of the things I could understand, that my son, when he was out there, I know he's an introvert, but he didn't know half of the guys he played football with. I'm like,
there's a lot. Now, there's a lot of kids in that school.
I know. I was like, I just find that.
They don't call it Hoover U for nothing.
It's big. I mean, I to this day will meet people that are like, I went to school with you, and I'm like, oh, okay.
You look familiar.
But it's not hard for, like, especially back in my day, you gonna remember the 6'4" black girl.
Yeah.
Whereas it was probably 1,500 of you walking around. I don't remember your face.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, we wish you all the best.
Thank you, and thank y'all for having me. This is fun.
Yes.
This is you are the first lady to grace the studio. We thought we would bring the queen in,
right? And it had to be a Delta.
Yeah,
there you go. There you go.
Yeah, but man, you know, it's nothing like, I guess, what your perception would have been not speaking with her. You've been a joy to speak with. Man.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
And despite my first encounter with her, you know.
Somebody in the parking lot?
Yeah, the parking lot.
So she enjoyed
I was
speaking
trying
with
to
you.
get to work because I was about to be late.
Yeah, she was a little
my parking spot is far.
preoccupied. But I didn't take nothing from it other than like, well, she like,
I was like, I got to hurry up.
Yeah.
That bell is going to ring. The children got to be lit in the building.
Yeah.
Well, good stuff. Mike, man, appreciate you, baby. That's another one, as we say.
Another one.
Birmingham, y'all go and like and subscribe. Coach, your social media address, you want
Lady Bucks basketball. We're not gonna give you my personal.
Okay, Lady Bucks basketball.
I am private.
Yeah,
okay.
Cause hey, if y'all looking at these pretty brown eyes, y'all gonna be trying to hit her up now.
Lady Bucks
6'3",
basketball.
though, we ain't taking that shot.
6'4", sir. 6'4".
My bad.
So she said, he talking about you saying 6'2" minimum.
Oh yeah. 6'2.5" is the cutoff.
But that's the cutoff. That you gotta be cute to get. Now if you,
I prefer you had played football.
Okay.
Basketball player is a little too skinny.
And she got some pretty eyes. Now I'm looking at her.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she really has some pretty eyes.
Lord Jesus help us.
But yeah, Lady Bucks basketball on Instagram, Hoover Lady Bucks on Twitter. I actually have a Twitter, Johnson_HHS. That one is public.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, y'all go and y'all hit the Bucks up, man. Stay in tune with the Bucks. Follow the Bucks. As well as for the show HSCU Podcast on Facebook,
YouTube,
and
Instagram,
okay,
all that good stuff. Man, this has been fun, man. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I've been. I don't know how long I've been watching you, Coach. Because like I said, mine played JV in 7th grade. So up until that point, I'm like, man. So it was good to talk to you.
Yeah, it was. Well, thank y'all for having me again. I like what y'all are doing here today.
Appreciate it. Appreciate
it.
Yeah. We want. I mean, it's a perfect thing, and I don't know if I told you that, but yeah, I didn't tell you that. But I actually thought of this thing for Chip to do.
Oh,
okay. And he didn't have the personality to do it, so we didn't force him. Well, he didn't say. He just Chip is want to do his thing and leave me alone and
I am. I suggested him, and he was like, "Well, damn, took us 2 years to get it off the ground, but we did."
So, Birmingham, we appreciate you. Y'all go and like I said, follow everybody, follow Coach, check on those Bucks, and Hoover student body and parents. Y'all show up to these games like you show up to the football game.
Yes, sir.
Please.
Yes,
sir.
Mike.
Yep.
And happy Valentine's to everybody.
All the ladies. All the ladies. We should have had a rose for her, but we just been. We've been.
I got water.
Yeah. You got some
but
water.
Next time you go,
Valentine's Day gift for me.
Set it out and then we'll talk later.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jay. Close us out, man.
Once again, man, I appreciate it. Birmingham, we will see you next time. We are right now trying to see if we got Coach Howard coming in next or Coach
from Shays Valley.
Yeah.
Tell him to bring me some cupcakes if he come.
Okay.
He'll know what you mean.
Okay. All right. I'm going to ask you off air. I got a question for you.
Okay.
So we don't know. We will announce if it's going to be Coach Howard or Coach Johnson. All right. And that's Den Johnson from the Ramsey Rams. With that, hey, appreciate you, baby.
All right. Love, peace, and hair grease. We out of here.
Yes, sir. Man, we're finally here. 3 years in the making, we finally here.
I didn't even know the major was. Like, man, we ran the city. You know what I mean? We ran the city. Right.
I mean, I was proud of that. We weren't close to make the city.
Nah.
By the dean of high school basketball coaches.
The dean.
I ain't care nothing about Jack, though.
Told the young lady, I said, he definitely married up. You're 27, is that correct?
So it hurt because I'm human.
Yeah.
Right?
Rightfully so.
But I'm going to give you more to hate. Just stay tuned.
You gonna get your first one tonight. Give me the rock. Right, we're gonna stop and get some chicken.
Right.
So we laugh about that. You ride with me, gonna get that chicken.
Yeah, right. Did you ever heard that story that the scouts were coming?
Came to
see him.
And saw Willie Mays.
Yeah, come on Wednesday to catch me.
Team they went to, we don't beat them 4 out of 5 times, so maybe they'll help them out.
Thompson is overtaking Hoover. There's no question that Thompson is taking over
They got the best blacks, and they got